Ladies, if you want rounder, lifted glutes, this is for you. Tap in right now. Stop spending hours on exercises that actually don't grow your butt. I'm going to give you the exact exercises you need to grow your glutes. No guesswork. Rep ranges and all. So, first thing I like not so big on warm ups. Like, you don't need a 10-minute warm up. I feel like that's just a waste of time. But sometimes when I talk to my clients and they'll tell me, "Oh, I didn't sleep so great," or "Oh, my hips hurt." I feel like that's a perfect time for like a warm up before you get into your uh, exercises to start the day, your working exercises to start the day. So we're gonna start Kristen off with some quick hip openers. We have the world's greatest stretch. And left foot forward, hands inside. You want to squeeze the back glute and then inhale, exhale. Then the left arm goes in the sky, and then your eyes track your hands, and then you switch sides, right? Um, definitely one of my favorite warm-ups when my hips are feeling tight, or I'll just do the abduction machine before I start squatting. I'll do the abduction and the adduction machine. I'll do like 2 sets and I'll do them light, right? I'm just warming up the hips to squat, to lunge, to hinge, all the good stuff you do on leg day. So for the first exercise of the day, we have sumo barbell back squats. And we're gonna do anywhere from 3 to 4 sets of 5 to 10 reps. Why only 5 to 10 reps? Because when you squat, especially barbell back squatting with a free weight, when you get tired, you start feeling it in muscle groups you don't really want to feel it in. Like, we're supposed to be working glutes here. You're not supposed to be feeling it in your low back. You feel what I'm saying? So I feel like 5 to 10 reps is a safe zone, and it would encourage you to go heavier, since you'd be like, "Oh, I'm only going to stop at 10 and it doesn't feel challenging enough." I'm assuming and I'm hoping that you're just gonna go heavier in weight if the if it feels too easy. You feel what I'm saying? Of course, it's not supposed to feel extremely hard, but it shouldn't feel like, if I tell you to stop at 10, it shouldn't feel like you should do another 10 reps. You should be able to do another 10 reps if I didn't stop you. You shouldn't be able to do 20 if I stopped you at 10. Max, if I stop you at 10, you should only be able to do 12, right? You get what I'm saying? If that makes sense. But yeah, sumo barbell back squats, 3 to 4 sets, 5 to 10 reps. Okay, sumo squats hit the glutes hard because the wide toes out stance. It makes you push your hips and rotate with a more vertical shin, and you load the hips more than the knees. So the glutes have to extend to stabilize. So for many, barbell squats feel like a quad focus exercise instead of a glute focus exercise. And that's because of your stance. If you stand closer together, you're going to feel more quads, right? If you stand with your feet out wide enough, right, and pushing your knees out, is going to force your hips to external rotation, right? So it's going to make it more of a hip movement and less of a knee focused movement, which will target more quad. So the first exercise you're gonna want to perform to grow your glutes is some front foot elevated lunges. What I like to do is place my foot in the middle of the plate, elevate my back foot so I'm like on my toes, and I'm not too far out. Because if I'm far out, I'm gonna get more quads. You're gonna feel more quads than anything else. I want to be closer to my front leg, right? And I'm gonna keep my chest up instead of leaning forward. Keep my chest up, down, right? And that should give you a stretch on your glutes. Your glutes gonna be real sore the next day, right? You're gonna go slow and control. You're gonna try to go for 2 seconds on the way down and then up one, right? Rep range for this anywhere between 10 to 15, 10 to 20, right? If you're a beginner and you don't have much stability, right? What you could do is you could find anything that could give you some support. For example, right now, I'm going to use an incline bench for some support, right? I use an incline bench, and there's easier ways to get this accomplished, right? But right here, right? I'm gonna hold on to the bench. If you don't have enough balance, and don't worry, you're not gonna be wimp if you have to use something that will help with your balance because we're not working balance right now. We're working on growing glutes. And over time, when you get better with the exercise, we kind of take your hands off, depending on your stability, right? But we want to isolate the glutes. So we want to be stable, hold on to something, keep your chest up, down, and up. Again, you could do this with weight and you could do this without weight. My recommendation is start with no weight. If that feels easy, once you get to rep 15, and you feel like you could do 15 more reps, then add some weight, right? Keep adding until you could only get 15 reps and you stay there till you feel like you can get another 5 reps. Then you go up. Yeah. You feel what I'm saying? But that's so the fourth exercise of the day, we're going to do dumbbell RDLs. This is just going to target the hamstrings, right? You're going to target the back of your legs. There's quads, there's hamstrings, and there's glutes, right? And you have your calves too, right? And I'm not going to pick your goal for you. You feel what I'm saying? If your goal is just glutes, then just work on glutes. You feel what I'm saying? But I don't recommend that all your exercises be glute focused exercise for the whole workout. You feel what I'm saying? Because one, after you do your first two exercises of glutes, that's pretty much it. Like you don't need to do more than that till like the next day or the next time you train. You feel what I'm saying? Two glute exercises and then move on to the rest of your body. You feel what I'm saying? And in this part, we're going to target a muscle group that goes below the glutes, the hamstrings. I know you've seen women out there with BBLs, their hamstrings don't match their glutes. You feel what I'm saying? And we know when you paid for it, we know when you work for it. You feel what I'm saying? I'm proud of both, you feel me? Because to be to pay for your glutes, that means you worked hard to earn your money to go get surgery. So I'm proud of you. You worked really hard. And I'm also proud of the woman that goes to the gym and earns her glutes. You feel what I'm saying? Because that took a lot of determination. It took uh, a lot of consistency for you to go and get up every day and go to the gym. You feel what I'm saying? But anyways, RDLs, we're gonna target our hamstrings because we want our hamstrings to match our glutes. You feel me? So we're not out here looking crazy. Our third exercise of the day, we're going to do some lying leg raises. Why some lying leg raises? I thought this was leg day. I thought this was just glutes. You feel what I'm saying? I know you guys are not complaining because I'm adding some abs in here. Of course, you guys want snatch hips, right? A snatch waist and big hips, I guess. That's what you guys are looking for. Um, and this is just one way to accomplish that. You feel what I'm saying? leg raises. I definitely love this exercise. You don't need much weight, you feel me? One thing, once you start feeling anything besides your abs, I think you should stop doing it. You feel what I'm saying? So anywhere between 10 to 20 reps here is ideal. You feel what I'm saying? And keep in mind, guys, even if you do this exercise or even if you do 100 ab exercises or whatever influencers ab exercise you want to do, if you're not, let me put this correctly. Do this exercise or even if you do 100 ab exercises or whatever influencers ab exercise you want to do, if you're not, let me put this correctly. If you're not in a deficit and if you're not lean already, no matter how many ab exercises you do, you're not going to see your abs, right? Working on your abs is just going to make them stronger. And of course, is going, once you cut down all that fat, it's going to look great, right? Your abs is just going to look strong. They're going to look healthy. You feel what I'm saying? You're going to have some nice abs. You feel what I'm saying? But if you don't peel down the weight, say if you're starting to work out and you're at a higher body fat, I don't want you to focus on doing any abs. Not because I don't want you to get abs, you feel what I'm saying? But I'd rather you just learn how to squat, how to lunge, how to hinge, you feel me, how to press. And once you start to learn how to adjust calories and reduce calories toward fat, then we add some abs. But you'll be able to see them now. What I'm saying. Um,
Sue right here. Sue,
I don't know if she crying or shit.
right.
Yeah.